Welcome and thank you for joining me. I'm Jerry Oginski, a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law here in the state of New York. So what's today's video tip? It's about a gentleman who had a kidney problem, and during the course of treating his kidney problem, it turns out that he had a small mini stroke. And now the doctors are giving him a certain medication, a particular blood thinner. But what happened was the gentleman needed to have a surgical procedure done. And many of you will know that if you are on a blood thinner, you cannot have surgery. Why not? Because the moment you make that incision, what's the purpose of a blood thinner? So that the blood does not congeal and clot. You don't want the blood to be able to clot because it may form another stroke. Well, that's great, but if you have to have surgery, you have to go off of your blood thinner medication. In this particular gentleman's case, he had the kidney procedure, everything went well. And there was a note in the chart that specifically said, put patient back on blood thinners after procedure. Well, guess what? Nobody bothered to read that order or read that doctor's note. So now, 6 hours go by, he's not getting any blood thinner. 12 hours go by, 24 hours go by, he's not on any blood thinner. So what ultimately happened? 36 hours later, he now suffers a major problem. He's having difficulty breathing. He can't breathe, the doctors come rushing, they do all their tests, they realize that, and they think that this patient suffered a pulmonary embolus, which means a stroke to the lungs that's causing him difficulty breathing. And they said, you know what? We now have to give him all the blood thinners necessary, because as a result of the failure to give him blood thinners in a timely fashion, this patient did not reach therapeutic levels, which means that the concentration of the blood thinners was not enough to make his blood thin enough to prevent clots. And as a result of that, this gentleman suffered another stroke called a saddle embolus, which killed him. And the family didn't know about this until after an autopsy was done. And if he had gotten the blood thinners at the appropriate time, he'd still be alive today. And by the way, if you have additional questions and you want to learn more about how lawsuits like these work in New York, then please explore my website. I have tons of information on there you're going to love. It educates you. I've got hundreds of frequently asked questions. I've got hundreds of these video tips. I've got free books that you can download immediately to learn and to educate you about how cases like these work. And by the way, if you have legal questions, then I strongly encourage you to pick up the phone and call me, since I can answer your legal questions. That's what I do for a living, and that's why I'm here, to answer your legal questions. So you can call me at 516-487-8207 or by email at lawmed10@yahoo.com. And that's it for today's video tip. I want to thank you for joining me here in New York. I'm Jerry Oginski. Have a great day.